Hey.
Hello. For fuck's sake.
I was like, I wasn't sure when it was going to pop up, but anyway.
Yes,
I think there's a delay. There's definitely a delay.
There is, because I posted that like 2 minutes ago.
Oh, wow. Okay, let me just tweet this out.
I don't know who's here because I can see that there's 2 people watching because I have it on another screen, so it's probably me.
Yeah, I've also
Is it just us watching our own live stream? Is that what it is?
I think that's exactly what it is.
That's fair.
Seems about right.
I like that you've done a fancy background. I never do that, and I really should do that because it looks great.
This is just my bedroom, and I put the lights up today.
Oh, that's sweet. You thought I was talking about you. I meant about behind the videos of like the actual like background of the live stream. But you also have
you were being nice.
You have a great looking bedroom. Your bedroom is so LGBT.
I thought you were being nice. I thought you were being nice. I mean, fucking hell. Should have realised.
Wait for me to get a little bit more drunk and then I'll be nicer. Oh, it's the nice Hannah. The nice Hannah's in the comments. There you go.
We need to balance it out.
Yeah. I mean, Hannah and I are very much like the drama masks where one is like hella grumpy and one is like really like smiley.
Oh yeah.
I'm the bitch. She's the happy nice one. For sure.
Oh, I'm just tweeting it. I've tagged you guys in it, so retweet it.
Nice.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you're telling me I've got to go on fucking Twitter.
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying.
That is going to be an issue because now our one follower is just not going to be there anymore.
Oh no, but I've got it open, so we've got one other.
Okay, so I've misspelt drinking, and I feel like I should just leave that because then that really adds.
Yes, do it.
Oh, but you can get the emojis on a laptop, can't you?
Yeah. You have to right click and then click emoji.
Yeah.
Hi, Katara.
I'm embarrassed of myself and my bad spelling.
Hello.
Hey, Katara.
I'm just...
Sorry, I just saw Danny's text from 6:56 and that made me laugh.
Yes. I can be quite funny, you know.
I think it was the context of the thing that was funny, sure.
Wait, is it still my picture? Is this still my... Yes, it is still my picture.
Same.
Wow. I love that so much.
You're not dumb. You may be blind because we all wear glasses, but
we literally do all wear glasses.
Should I put my glasses on?
Yeah, I'm surprised that we didn't make the glasses part of the logo, to be honest. And I say we like it wasn't just me making it at 10 o'clock at night.
Oh no,
no, fucking awful.
You kind of look like Mr. Potato Head.
How dare you? How dare you? She looks like what's her face? Edna Mode.
Yeah. These are my better ones, but they're still not great. It's still not great. Oh shit.
Oh no, this is Edna Mode.
Do you know what it is? It's because you're just so tiny. Everything about you is so small that the glasses look too big. Whereas I've got quite a fat face, so these just sit quite nicely. And when I have bigger glasses, I look even more like Edna Mode. But these are my Velma glasses, so
nice.
Well, I'm supposed to wear glasses whenever I use the computer, but because I look like this, I always get embarrassed and not wear them, even though it's only me normally that can see me.
That was just a mouthful of rum, is what that was.
Oh,
that was a glorious face.
Like, you know when kids eat sour sweets and their whole face goes, I'm that kid, like, and I always have been. So you'll be able to tell when what I taste is my fizzy and what I taste is my rum, because so just for, this is mainly for the audience because I've already told Danny and Lizzie, but I am drinking 40% rum, and when I opened it, it just smells of alcohol, and I feel drunk having only I've barely opened it. So it's going to be an interesting evening. How much rum is in your rum and coke, Lizzie?
Quite a lot. I'm just trying to work out what, because it's black Kraken rum, so it's probably fairly. Wait, I'm trying to find out what the percentage is. I could go and look, but I'd have to leave my computer, and I really can't be bothered. It is
47%.
What fucking percent? What?
47.
Is that what you're drinking? Is that what you're drinking?
You're drinking. No, that's what you're drinking.
It's 40%. It's 40% alcohol by volume. 40%. Because it's the spice rum. It's not just rum. It's spice rum, so it's 40%. Okay. It's the same.
Oh no, mine's just a rum. I think I'm gonna have to do like an actual cocktail next time and like put in other things, because I think it's just a bit too bitter on its own.
I think next time, because the next one is I can't remember. Oh, it's a margarita. I'm okay with margarita, so we could probably make margarita.
I am not a massive fan of tequila, and tequila is not a massive fan of me. So I will be drinking more of this, but in like a fruitier mix, I think. I do have
not a big fan of tequila
later, but
I'm not a fan of tequila, but I would drink it in a margarita. I mean, it's a shame we're doing this on a fucking Sunday. I mean, what are we doing?
I have an explanation as to why it's on a Sunday.
I know there's a reason.
Because I was talking about the fact that I had joined like 100 new book clubs and read-alongs. Yes, your kitten is adorable. Do you want to just zoom in on the cat first, and then I'll come back to this?
No, I just want to say he just did a massive dump in his litter box, and I am now sat in the smell.
I'm so glad.
I'm
so glad you're dealing with that. Love that.
As I was saying, when I then mentioned this book club and saying, we could meet up every Sunday. One, it wasn't called Bevvies and Book Clubs at the time. It was just that we were going to meet up every Sunday and talk about a collection of books related to a prompt. And it wasn't going to be a live stream. And then it became a Bevvies and Book Club thing where we were definitely going to be drinking. And then it became a live stream because Danny was like, BookTube's a thing. And that is why we're getting shit-faced on a Sunday night. So what I'm saying is it's Danny's fault. You can blame.
Yeah. Well, we already knew that because it's on Danny's channel, Who wants to give Kat a rundown?
I feel like I just did. I feel like that was. I mean, I can, or Danny can. Danny's the host.
I can. Basically, we had a whole. We linked like other Hannah is saying. We link a book to an alcoholic prompt. So for June, we decided we were going to do tropical, and we chose a pina colada. Pina colada. I don't know how to say it.
I'll take
Do you like pina coladas? Making love in the rain.
If you are not into yoga.
But
I always imagine it really aggressively. It was like, look, you can be into these things, but fuck yoga.
Fuck yoga, Anyway,
yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
Right, this month we decided the topic was going to be tropical, and then that was going to be a pina colada, and we have all read a different book for this.
Yeah.
To answer this question. So we've all read a different book, so we can give lots of different recommendations.
Yeah, so this is it's kind of based on one that I did when I was doing my masters. I joined a book club from a bunch of different writers, and the whole point is that you would then go away with a list of books you wanted to read, rather than everyone being forced to read a book and then a whole bunch of people hating it. Because I have just experienced that for the first time in a book club, where I hated the book we have to read, and now like in a couple of weeks I've got to find a way of being like, here's something constructive to say, when what I want to say is it's really problematic and I fucking hated it. So at least with this, because it's just a prompt, you don't have to stick to the book that you set in your TBR. You can chop and change it if you decide that you don't like it and DNF it, that's fine. But it also means that people watching it can go away with a list of books that we do recommend or don't recommend for whatever reason, and again, you're not forced to read a book that we didn't actually like.
I've just put a link to the Google Sheet in the description of this, so you might have to refresh your your page, but I've put a link to the Google Sheet so you can see what the prompts are for the next couple of months. For the next month, though, I'll just tell you now, the theme will be a margarita, and we've already talked about how we don't like margaritas. So that'll be fun. And the prompt is going to be that South America or Latinx. So a book either set in that area, in that place, or a Latinx author.
What's up, Lizzie?
I love how you said we've already. I love how you said we've already started to talk about how we don't like margarita, and I'm like, I quite like margarita. I'm just not a fan of tequila.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but what Danny's saying is I talked about it, and as I am more important than you, I overrule you, is what we're saying.
Oh, right, because I don't fucking live with her.
No, to be fair, yeah, you overrule me in that station, for sure.
Yeah. Sorry, I keep looking at this stinky cat, and I don't know where he's gone, but...
Excellent. Okay, how about before we talk about what books we're going to read for next month, then, we actually talk about the books we read for this month?
Yes. Hannah, do you want to go first?
I can, and then I can sit very quietly and listen and ask questions about your books, and that'll make a novel change, won't it?
Exactly, that's why I'm telling you to speak now.
I appreciate you. So I read What Would Boudica Do, and whilst the book itself isn't necessarily tropical, I picked it because it has all these tropical plants on the front. That is my doorbell because my parents ordered cake to be delivered, so I get to enjoy that after this live stream. But I really like the fact that she's also like holding a Starbucks and a sword. Like she is, this is Boudica as she would be. And essentially this is a self-help book, or like a modern life guide, but looking at advice through remarkable women from history. And what I really, really appreciated about this one is that the chapters are really, really short. They are all like little snippets of remarkable women's lives. So it's not like a really dense history book, but it's also not super patronizing. And I don't know if either of you have ever experienced this, where you read a self-help book and it's like, just take a moment, breathe, think it through, count to 10. Like, I hate anything that feels like I'm being patronized. I hate that so much. Whereas this is really genuinely funny. And like, whilst it is advice, it's more like, okay, we'll take a leaf out of Boudica's book. You know, her country was invaded, her kingdom was destroyed, and what did she do? She killed a whole bunch of people, and she felt better for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of like taking like the boss women and like using them as an example, which I really appreciated. Mm-hmm. And like I said, the chapters are really, really short, so I breezed through this in a day. The audiobook is really good as well. And yeah, I think I gave it 4 stars. I didn't give it 5 just because there were a couple of times where I forgot that it was a self-help book because it was so history focused, and then it would kind of throw in this like random bit of advice that just felt kind of tacked on at the end. And I probably would have preferred it if they had just been more authentic to the fact they wanted this to be a history book, because I think a lot of the other books that these authors have done, because it's 2 women that have done it as a partnership, are historical books, and they look at like either mythology or Shakespeare or whatever, but it's like a more honest like history. But I really, really enjoyed it, and I thought it was really funny. So that's what I read.
That's cool. Yeah, Boudica does
yes.
it. Like, give me a sword and a Starbucks, I'm good.
Mm-hmm. You can take on the world with a sword and a Starbucks. Like, that is it. Yeah. You are ready to go.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, agreed, Hannah. That it does sound great. That's definitely going on my TBR now. I typically don't like the very like stereotypical self-help books. Like, give me like, if you just going to tell me to breathe, like you said, and then that's it. Like, I can just Google that. I don't need a book for that. So that's fun. I like that they've tied it in, but I'm curious. I'll pick it up at some point.
Yeah, I liked it because I don't read a lot of nonfiction, and a lot of the self-help ones that I read are like leadership or business management or anything like that, because now that I'm self-employed, I don't necessarily get CPD through work, so like there isn't the opportunity for me to do that. So reading is a great way for me to get through that. So when I say that I've read like self-help books, they're either about burnout or they're about like how to restructure my business and stuff like that. So I like the fact that this was nonfiction, because I don't get to enjoy very much of that. But this really reminded me of another non-fiction book, which again is a collection of histories, which is Sandy Toksvig's Almanac, which came out, it's the 2021 one. And again, really, really short chapters, looks at really, really interesting historical women. And I just thought both of them were really, really good at going into the history just enough to intrigue you, so that then you spend hours on the internet looking up who these people are and what they did, as opposed to like a dense encyclopedia-esque like version of it. It is not very self-helpy, this version, and it's far more like the Sandy Toksvig in like the way it's broken up. I didn't mind that. If anything, I felt like that was a good thing, because then it reminded me of other books that I've enjoyed, and I did give Toksvig's 5 stars, so it just worked really well.
Yeah,
it's like a follow-on from that.
Do you have a favourite quote from the book? Is a question we're getting from Hannah.
So there is one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it now, but there's a bit in it where they talk about the greatness of Catherine the Great. I'll just see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. So like it's, Catherine the Great and Dealing with Gossip is the title of the chapter. That's something else I forgot to say, is they do like little illustrations of all the women, which is fantastic. And they talk about how she dealt with gossip in the Russian court. Now, do you guys know about the horse thing with Catherine the Great? I'm going to take by your blank expressions that you have no idea. So basically,
I do.
Yeah, there was a rumor that went around shortly after she married her king, I think it was like Nicholas or whatever, that she wasn't a virgin because she'd been fucked by a horse.
So basically like a David Cameron-esque.
Yeah. And this is my favourite quote. It's on page 209. It says a lot about the sexual standards of the day, that just because she had a lot of boyfriends, people found it easy to believe that she would also be partial to a bit of bestiality. And that just really made me laugh. Like that's a totally normal thing to be like, oh yeah, she's had loads of boyfriends. She's definitely also shagged a horse.
I love how that's like you're a massive slut, so obviously horses. Definitely.
Yeah. Obviously, classic. But something else, like I wanted to, like, because there's like Mae West on being body positive because she was a plus size actress. Rosa Parks, and then there was this one, which is Chevalier Dion, who was one of the first transsexuals and was gender non-binary. So it was a case of, until they died, no one knew what was their real gender, because they used to just flip between the two depending on what they wanted to do. So when they wanted to go off and fight, they dressed as a man, and people were like, oh yeah, they're definitely a man. And when they came back, they dressed as a woman, and they were like, oh, but you were a man. And like, no, I'm a woman. And like, it was just, no one knows how they got away with it for just so long, of just being like able to flip between the two to suit their mood, basically, and their situation. So I thought that was really cool as well. And they go into the fact that whilst not strictly a woman, you can't really be feminist and exclude people like that. And I thought that was really cool as well.
That is really cool. I think my cat is chewing on something, but I don't know what it is.
It's probably your shoes or that creepy ass sock you let him play with.
Oh no, I know what it's all right. It's all right. Listen, he woke me up at 3 o'clock in the morning and wanted to play. I was licking my face and I was like, no, please, I need sleep. And I was like, no, stop. Literally, because I have an app that records me in my sleep. It literally went, no, stop. And the only thing I had to hand was a sock. So I just shook that in front of his face and then tossed it. And he ended up playing with the sock. So
why was a sock the only thing you had to hand? Why was a sock so close to hand?
Because Danny is a teenage boy, and I'm not even fucking joking about that.
That's exactly where I was going with that.
They're a teenage boy. They are. Their entire room is a teenage boy's room, and I will definitely attest to that. It's a lot cleaner than a teenage boy's room, but they do have the occasional sock and a little corner of tissues.
Those are from my last cold. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Which is even worse. That's worse.
Anyway, I love this. every Hannah who isn't Hannah O'Donnell is the other Hannah. Now, I feel like we need to give a bit of context to this before we move on to someone else's book. I met Hannah and Hannah at the same time. Hannah and Hannah, I believe, and Lizzie met Hannah and Hannah through D&D.
Yeah.
Which meant that, you know, for Lizzie, it was Hannah DM, Dungeon Master, and other Hannah, who was not the DM.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I met them, both of them, I was like, well, how am I going to distinguish? But then Hannah from Bookworm's Feast is HR, like, but we couldn't use, human resources.
I love that, like the department.
But Hannah O'Donnell is, if you do that, then you get Ho or Hod. So we went with Ho.
Yeah,
and Hannah. But when
I don't know if this was mentioned previously, Danny is a teenage boy, and calling someone a hoe is really funny.
Yes. So I was like, yeah, we're going to call you Ho, and you were very happy. We were okay with that. But then when we're talking this way, when it's just us three, then it's like, well, in this case, I guess Bookworm's Feast is other Hannah, because it feels weird. Otherwise, it would have to explain this every single time. Go, hey ho. That's just...
I'll answer to it though. That's fine. Because like when I first started BookTube, I did like a little Christmas card, like round robin thing, where everyone was sending them like Christmas cards because it was cheaper than sending like a full book to people. And I had so many people send me a Christmas card to Ladder M, and they have no idea what Ladder M is. They're just like, that's kind of your name, so we'll just go with that. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And now I know when I have a card from Ladder M or something from like Amazon to Ladder M, I know it's because they don't know what my name is. That's fine.
Fair enough. Lizzie, do you want to go next? Oh wait, we have some more. Used to it, Hannah was super popular name choice for the year group. I definitely feel
there were 6 in my class. Like in my class, not in my year, in my class.
Yeah, I got lucky. Danielle's not.
I have another friend called Hannah from home, so that's real confusing.
Yeah, there are loads of us. My parents named me Hannah because they thought it was a really original name, and they didn't know anyone who had kids called Hannah. And then, like I said, I went to school with 6 of them. I also went to school with 3 Danielles, so I feel like it's, it is kind of common. I do know a couple of Lizzies, but they're not. They weren't like necessarily in my class, but there were fucking loads of Hannahs. We were everywhere. We're an infestation of Hannahs.
Yeah, my mum was like a tennis club. She used to like work behind the bar and such, and she had like in that commission and that group of people, there was 3 people who all had a daughter named Danielle who were all born in the same year, but
Excellent.
None of them knew because none of them were like knew each other at the time.
Yeah.
But then later it was like, oh yeah, I have a daughter named Danielle. I've got a daughter named Danielle, and that's just kind of what happened. But I didn't have anything else in my club.
That was a really interesting story, and you lost faith in it about halfway through, and I feel so sad that that's the case, because I was with you, regardless of the tennis thing and the face that Lizzie pulled when you said the tennis thing. I was with you, and then you were just kind of like, just have more confidence, Danny. You've got this.
Also, I just had an eyelash fall into my eye while I was talking. Oh my God. So now it looks like I'm about to cry, but it's just an eyelash, I promise.
Sure it is.
Also,
I know bullying you. You'll get over it.
Okay. Katara also has a cousin named Hannah, who's about our age. Also, great job. Great job. And then Hannah is named after the great Nan.
Yeah, I can't really see you as a Gwyneth. To be fair, my name was nearly Stephanie, except that would make my initials Sod. So that's the only reason my parents didn't call me Stephanie. Originally, I was going to be William, but then I wasn't a boy, so that was...
Yeah, I was originally going to be a Dan, which is like the Dutch equivalent of Dan or Dean. So but my mum was like, it's too basic. And then, I turned out a girl, and she was like, you know what, we can go with that, and just went with Danielle instead.
It's too basic, but fuck it.
Yeah, and then my mum wanted to call me Marnix, which is a Dutch name, but it literally translates to but nothing.
I shit you not, there is a woman who has parked so fucking selfishly outside the house. She's parked in the middle of the fucking road. We have a fucking car park, and I wonder if you're going to see
you on a
this.
laptop? Show me.
She's decided to park there, which is in the middle of the fucking driveway. What the fuck is she doing? I just saw her do that, and I was like, what the fuck? You can't do that.
That's so funny.
Oh, that's really funny.
And she's fucking left. She's gone. She's walked out the driveway.
Maybe she's just dropping something off, and then she's gonna skedaddle again.
No, she's walked past the door because the door's right next to me. She's fucking gone round. She's gone.
That's really funny.
Sorry.
We had a school full of Ashleys.
Yeah.
Can I just say that the only two spellings of those names that I will accept are the first and the second one? But okay.
I mean, you fucking spell your name D-A-N-I. I mean, you can't fucking talk.
Anyway, changing the subject. Missed opportunity. I don't know what this was about.
About sod, sure. Because I'm the funniest one, so it has to be that.
Yeah.
Worth it for Lizzie's reaction. Worth it. Someone else do some talking for a change.
Oh, that's a choice.
Alphonse.
With a Z?
Wow.
But also, I love how you're saying that when Curtis
Alphonse.
Curtis Alphonse.
Right, if Katara doesn't write a song called Curtis Alphonse, not doing music right. Write a song called Curtis Alphonse.
I think actually
that was those lyrics, just those lyrics.
Yeah. Or just like in the background, the song is about, something else, and then, just have the background vocals going, Curtis Alphonse.
I'm going to listen to Lied About later, but I'm just going to sing Curtis Alphonse instead.
Yes.
Because I'm Curtis Alphonse.
Yeah, just like that.
I really hope you appreciate us butchering Lied About Katara. Hi, Ali.
You can find Lied About on Spotify, Apple Music, and anywhere else you find your music. I'm pretty sure. Please let me know if that's wrong.
That's
Please
correct.
Katara will soon have an album out. Go check it out on Spotify or Apple Music or anywhere else
that you get your music from.
Yeah, wherever you listen to music.
At your local record store. Ali, is this the project that I came up with and then 5 minutes later forgot about, and you were like, that thing? And I was like, oh.
We'll know. In the meantime, we have confirmation from Katara.
Love that.
And when we're almost at the 30-minute mark, would you like to explain what book you read this month, Lizzie?
All right, well, I had a fucking trash reading start of this month, and I was not wanting to read anything I picked up. Then I was like, I got this in Fairy Loot, and I was going to read this Golden Flame. It's trash. Don't recommend. 0 out of 10. Awful. And then I was just in a grump because I had nothing for this book club to read. And I realized I have no books on my bookshelf that is tropical. And I went through every single one, and every single one was set at winter or, not tropical.
Which is perfect for summer.
Which I didn't realize this about myself. Well, yeah, but I didn't realize this about myself. So then I was like, I grudgingly, and I really do mean grudgingly, and Hannah and Danny will attest to this, I grudgingly picked up this book. Not because I didn't want to read it, but because I wasn't in the mood for it. And that is Gilded Ones by Namina Fauna, which I ended up loving. It follows Decca and her kind of village and this really crazy ritual they go through every year where you have to bleed pure. and if your blood is gold, you're one of the cursed ones, and you can get brutally murdered for it legally. So she doesn't know that she has cursed blood, and we follow her journey with finding out who she is and becoming who she is. There's a really great cast of characters. It's really fun. I did end up giving it 4 stars. So there was only... Okay, so it dropped a star because there's a romance in this that I didn't believe in any way, shape, or form. Like, it was just kind of stuck in there.
Right.
And it was kind of came out of nowhere, and I was a bit like, this didn't need to be here, for one. Like, I'm not a massive fan of romance, but if it was done better, I would have preferred it.
See, that's when you said that there was a romance in this, I was like, is that literally all the reason you needed? You're like, oh, people in love? Like, I hate that.
Honestly, Lizzie doesn't need a lot more, but
no, it was just that it was really unbelievable, and it was kind of stuck in just to have that YA romance in there. There's also a line which I hate, which is, I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding, and I'm like,
oh, that's in every YA. You're legally obligated to include that line. I know this. I've done the research.
Listen, it was a great book. It was good. It was fast paced, but there was just a few little bits, and I wasn't really into YA. And this doesn't, for the most part, read like a YA. There's just bits and pieces, but I am excited to finish the series when it comes out. So, and also this is really, really pretty. So I definitely would recommend this.
I was going to say, my copy is not that shiny. Like, it has the green sprayed edges, but it's not the shiny Waterstones one. Can I ask a couple of questions? Is that allowed?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
First, your tabs. What do you tab when you read? Because you've got your little... I love that they're colour coordinated, first of all. So tell me what you've tabbed. And then 2, I was told by someone that whilst it is YA, it like borders on like the middle grade end of YA. Like, it's quite not juvenile, but just that it's at the more accessible end of YA. Would you agree with that, or would you say that it's just YA?
No, I'd agree with that. It's because I've been reading a lot of middle grade recently. Most recently Skullduggery Pleasant, actually. And the pacing to Skullduggery Pleasant is extremely similar to the Gilded Ones.
Cool.
And I do think it's a really good introduction to YA because it is really easy to read and it's super duper fast. And it is really accessible. I think anyone can pick this up and read this and have no problem understanding what's going on at all. Tabs. Now, I used to have a real complicated and convoluted system for tabbing, and this time I thought, fuck it, I'm not going to do that. So I've tabbed just like things that are interesting and like feminist messages, because there's loads of feminism in this book. Because the women in this are taught to be like the servants and to be like, oh, we are going to be subservient to all the men, and we're only here to have babies and have families. And it's set in the north to begin with, and it's followed down south. But then when you meet the cast of characters that Decker becomes involved with, there's a whole diverse range of people. There's like tribes people who are like, yeah, this religion thing. And it's great. And it's, they like, and women like aren't allowed to like get fit or run because that's against the religion. So women can't get strong enough to overthrow the men.
Right.
And
yeah.
there's just a huge feminist message throughout this book, and Decca's journey of acceptance that she is who she is, and that's okay. So that I did just tabs where there's feminist messages or things I've gone, oh, that was fucking cool.
Nice. Nice. You're like, I approve. Stamp.
So yeah, there's fair number.
Cool.
So yeah.
Nice.
That's cool.
Nice.
That's cool.
Then we've got some stuff in the chat. Katara loved the book, which we know.
I know you did. I know.
But then the romance felt weird. We do acknowledge this. And what are you not agreeing with, Katara?
I'm guessing with the middle grade. Yeah, I'm guessing because I guess with there are some quite violent things in there. So I guess it's okay. I say it is kind of more on the young part of the YA part. And I don't think anyone who was going from middle grade to YA would struggle with it. But if Katara is saying it's more on the adult scale, I get that, but the actual reading of it, the pacing and the ease of the read, that's definitely an easier like grasp on the story. Someone who's read predominantly middle grade wouldn't have a problem liking this.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean.
I'd be interested to know in general what you two think of this, because for me, I don't see middle grade YA and adult books exclusively about the age of the characters, because I've read adult books like Nevernight that have teenage characters, or like they've got children characters or whatever, or middle grades where they look at teens and what they get up to, but it's from a child's perspective and things like that. For me, a middle grade, it's a case of there's a lot of like wonder, and the pacing is generally a lot quicker because there's almost a complete lack of understanding, and it's that misunderstanding that can then cause conflict. With a YA, it's usually that they are developing something about their person. So when you have like the chosen one trope, it's stepping into that role, it's taking on responsibility, it's learning to accept yourself, it's falling in love for the first time, like it's all these like new experiences. And then as an adult, it's a case of they think they're a whole person, and then something is proven to be false about what it is, whatever it is they believe about the world, and they have to learn to continue to develop. And it's a far more painful change than in the previous two age groups, because they feel like they're a full person already. To like use like something that everyone will probably even just understand the reference of, like in Pride and Prejudice, Lizzie Bennet is a judgy bitch. And she doesn't necessarily stop being a judgy bitch, but what makes it an adult novel is that she is forced to confront that is a facet of her personality, and she will need to be less of a judgy bitch if she wants to actually be able to communicate with people properly. Now, if it was written as a YA, she would just be falling in love for the first time. It wouldn't be as jarring that she's a judgy bitch because she's learning to accept herself and other things. It would be written in a slightly different way. So I would just be interested for you two, is it a case of, no, if it has violence or sex, it's an adult, if it doesn't, it's a YA, and anything else is a middle grade? Or do you see it as far more like the journey part of it?
I think the journey part of it, because I do understand that sex isn't appropriate in a middle grade. Like, explicit sex will never be okay in a middle grade. That's not, no. However, it is also something that, like, let's be honest here, lots of kids have sex when they're 13 for the first time. Just because I waited until I was 23 doesn't mean that they did. Like, so I think acting like that doesn't exist doesn't mean that it immediately makes it middle grade. I think explicit writing of it makes it young adult or adult. I also don't think that writing a somewhat explicit sex scene makes it adult. I think if you describe the sex scene, because like, if we're talking young adult, they are in their prime of learning about these things. So isn't it also kind of, I don't want to say responsibility, but if we just pretend that this doesn't exist.
No, I think you're right with saying it's a responsibility. I think any author that shies away from it needs to have a genuine reason as to why. And if their genuine reason is, I don't want to write about it, that is a genuine reason, in the same way that consent, saying no, you don't need a reason to say no, you can just say no. But I don't think that should be like an across the board thing. Like, I, as a teenager, read adult books which would have sex in them, and it made sex far more accessible to me in like comprehension of it, and understanding when my friends were having it and talking about it, and understanding what kind of impact it's going to have on them or me or whatever, because it's there and it's readily available. Now, when it comes to like writing about sex scenes, I think sometimes it can be a very delicate subject, and I think sometimes you just need to lean into the fact that writing sex scenes can just be really funny sometimes. Like, it can, like, sex in general can be funny sometimes, and I think if you make it a massive thing in your head, in the same with violence or anything like that, the bigger you make it in your writing or in your real life, the bigger it will become. And like, bringing back to Skullduggery Pleasant, there's police brutality and violence against children in book 4 that shocked me, like to the point that I was like, this is for kids. And that's not to say that I haven't read other books that are like that, but the whole point of it is to shock you. It's not something that is supposed to happen. It's to show you that their world has been so turned on its head that this is just wrong now. But I'm not like, oh, well, it's a middle grade, it shouldn't have that in it. No, it absolutely should have that in it, because things like that do happen. Police brutality is a thing. You know, kids are beaten up. Like, it's not you're not pulling it out of nowhere. And then but I think it's how you write it. Now, in the middle grade, obviously the good guys win, the bad guys get beaten. Sometimes it's a bit more ambiguous, but you've always got that kind of catharsis of it. It's always dealt with. Whereas a YA or an adult book, there probably isn't going to be that catharsis. If you read an adult book about police brutality, it's just about police brutality, and you have to deal with that as an adult, because they expect you as an audience to have the emotional maturity to work that out. Whereas if you're writing it in a middle grade or a YA, it's like, you need to understand this. It is a facet of my story, but don't worry, I'm here to hold your hand. Like, and I think that is like in the writing style of it.
Yeah, I agree. I think like writing about sex, about they had sex in a middle grade, that's, you know, you're not going to write a steamy sex scene for a middle grade. Absolutely not.
It would.
But if your middle grade character asks their parents, how is my how are you pregnant? What is my baby brother? They also don't have to go birds and bees. They can explain a little bit more, because those children do have the emotional maturity to understand it, but you don't want to expose them to erotica. And I think that's where when you get to YA, this is also why I'm really pissed about the teen category disappearing, but okay. Different topic altogether. But it's just, I think, you know, in my opinion, for a middle grade, I wouldn't write a sex scene. I would mention this is what happened. It's like and they dived into bed together.
Yeah, like almost like a closed door event. And it's like, and then they
went black without even getting,
and then they had a nice milkshake afterwards. Like, it's
I mean, you're not going to write them like you're not going to write the parents like, oh, that was nice. Like, you're not going to do that.
Maybe you will. Who knows?
Maybe you will. But same thing with YA. YA is read, 50% of it is read by people over 18. And 50% by people under 18. And I'm like, so does that mean that we have to cater fully to that under 18 region? Because if they want to read about sex, they will find it. There is fan fiction. I would rather it be in a book and be written well and talking about consent, or talking about the lack of consent. That I would find that way more important than if they went out and found, I love fan fiction, but fan fiction with lack of consent where it is played off as perfectly fine. I would prefer to have that in the main books, but yeah.
Can I just say how much of a fucking tangent you just went off answering a really fucking simple question? I've just been sat here really quietly waiting for my opportunity to answer Hannah's question, but now I feel like I fucking can't because you're talking about a whole nother fucking topic.
Sorry.
And yeah, I will call it out. I'm sitting here going, I'll just be sitting here.
Sorry. Yeah, we did get this from Kat, and then we can go back to what you were talking about, so we can round off the topic.
I want to answer this question.
It's all right, but being on Book Twitter makes me worry that any sex put into younger books is going to be vulnerable to the seriously pedo vibes of the middle-aged women, those super teens. That is fair. I get where you're coming from, but
I don't, purely because I think, like, there is a group of adults that watch Riverdale, for example, where they're like, oh, like, they're really fit and stuff. And it's like, oh, yeah, it's people in their 20s pretending they're 16 years old. Regardless, that's a bit weird. It's a bit weird that you're into that. And I think so long as you're happy to have the discourse with someone and like, call them on it, I wouldn't be as worried because they're fictional characters. My fear is when it's put on real people. And when it's like the actors that are treated with that predatory behavior, I think sometimes fiction is escapism. And I'm not excusing pedo women in any stretch, but I think it is one of those things where, like, yes, it needs to be part of the discourse, but I'm not worried about it because there are far more worrying things, like, in regards to this discourse.
Yeah, and I think if we have to keep in mind every time a pedo woman might read it, we are holding out on all those teens who might need it.
And to be honest, they'll just go and read something like Desperate Measures and feel much better about themselves anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But Lizzie, what was your opinion?
I have those. Just about like the YA versus middle grade versus adult thing. I think it's a super complicated question to answer. Not ask, it's a fucking easy question to ask, isn't it? But no, to answer, because the publishing industry seemed to be so misguided when it comes to labeling books. I feel like, for me, okay, so ACOTAR is the big one that I always think about whenever I answer this question. It's because ACOTAR, the first book, I would say is 100% a YA novel. However, the second and third and fourth and fifth and sixth books are, I would definitely say, are in the adult category. Not because of the sex. Like, sex is fine in YA, and like I even think middle grade, if like they jump into bed together, then there's nothing else explicitly explained. Like, I don't see a problem with that being in there. But the explicit nature of the sex in ACOTAR is quite high. Like, I wouldn't be comfortable giving a 13-year-old the ACOTAR series to read. Just let me put it this way. To me, that's too explicit. I don't mind about, like, teenagers reading about sex, but again, the teen category not being there anymore is ridiculous. I agree with Danny. I'm like, what the fuck were you thinking? Because then you have teen and then you have YA. It's one of those. I think it's about the journey, because the age of your character doesn't matter, because you can be any age and still go on a self-discovery journey.
Yeah.
But like what you were talking about with like sex in books, I don't see a problem with sex being in any age group. You just tackle it differently in whatever age group you're writing for. Yeah. I think that's the most important. And I think making it not taboo and making it a part of someone's life is way less damaging than making out sex to be a bad thing.
It's so much healthier to just be like, sex exists. Like, I think especially I mean, this will probably be this will affect you guys certainly more than it will affect me, with regards to the LGBTQ community and things like that, and the difference between gender and sexuality and things like that. Those conversations need to be had, and those conversations, it's very, very difficult to have when you still have people going, oh, la 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 la, I don't want to hear about it, like whatever, when it's regard to like someone kissing or fingering or whatever it is, like, and like, there can be an aggressive nature to people who want to talk about it, because they're constantly put up against this wall of it's impolite, it's inappropriate, or whatever. But I think you're both right. It has to be in a context of being done right and what you're happy to read and promote to other people. I would happily recommend the first ACOTAR book to a 13-year-old, and then depending on the emotional maturity of that 13-year-old, the second and third book. When I was 13,
I agree.
I'd already been working for my mum for 2 years in the wedding industry. I had already seen a multitude of naked ladies, because they just come in to try on wedding dresses, and they're just like, yeah, I have to put clothes on you. Like, it's like sexuality and things like that, just, it doesn't even cross your mind, or it certainly didn't cross my mind in that context. So I was reading adult books, and I was reading a lot of romances that had sex in it. I appreciate that in that instance, I was probably more emotionally aware, if certainly not emotionally mature, aware of it as a concept. So that kind of kid, yeah, fine. Like, yeah, the next two books have a lot of sex in them. They also have representations of depression. They also have suicide ideation. They also have sexual assault and violence against women. They have all these other things that are far more triggering, and I would be far more worried about sharing with a 13-year-old than sex. And I think you're right. So long as we can avoid making it a taboo and just being like, we can't have sex in teen, we can't have sex in YA, we can't have sex mentioned in middle grade, whatever it is, there's so much more nuance and context to each of those conversations. So I'm very glad that you all agree with me on that, because I think if you've been like, no,
I think
middle grade's for kids.
That reminds me of was it Gavin's video where he talked about sexuality?
He talks about LGBTQ middle grades that he would recommend, and he had a whole bunch of homophobes in his comments being like, you shouldn't be talking about sexuality. And I was like, you absolutely should, because I don't know anyone really that didn't have at least an inkling when they were a kid that they weren't straight if they weren't straight. And I think to have such a heteronormative like just as a mass media thing is really damaging, because it then makes people feel like they have to make a big deal about coming out, because they're basically saying, I am different to you, and I'm emotionally preparing you to treat me the same way you treat everyone else, because you will have an instinctual response not to. And I just think if we can create a world where books, film, music is far more inclusive, that conversation doesn't even need to fucking happen. And you can be like, oh, I think I'm bisexual. Oh, actually, no, I'm pansexual. Oh, actually, no, I'm polyamorous. And it's not a case of, oh, well, you just make up your fucking mind. It's like, no, I'm exploring who I am as a person. And every time I have a relationship, I learn something else about myself. And it's nothing to do with you. And how you treat me isn't going to change, because this is just a normal journey. And I think as much as books are escapism, they do set us up for how we're going to respond in real life situations. So.
Yeah.
This is a really good thing. We're like, having the Barbies have sex was normal, didn't own Ken dolls. That is a very easy way. And then also, but this is also fair, because this is very similar to me. Ali had no clue that they were bi until after high school. But like, I was in the middle bit where I didn't know as a child that I was bisexual, but I knew as a 14-year-old like that there was something different, and I couldn't put my finger on it until I was like 16. But yeah, so I also agree with Kat. Homophobia in all forms, like,
you're talking about, like, you know, not knowing. Like, I've literally only just recently relabeled myself, like this year.
Yeah.
Where I realized I was on the asexual spectrum, because I am pansexual, which means, you know, I'm greedy. That's how I always say it to myself. I'm greedy. I want a taste of everything. But also, don't fucking touch me or hug me, because ew. Like, I realized that I was on the asexual spectrum, but also I, you know, love all forms of people.
Yeah. No, so, I mean, I was basing it on my brother's experience, because he came out as bisexual when he was 14, 15. And then he had a girlfriend after that. And my mum was like, oh, well, you're obviously not bisexual then. Like, because you've got a girlfriend, that's obviously not a thing. And it's like, that's not how that works. And like, she's a lot better now, but she's just such a classic boomer when it comes to stuff like that. Unless it's like right in front of her face and you fully explain it to her, she just doesn't think it exists. But he was talking to me recently about the fact that he's pansexual, and I was like, oh, I didn't, like, I've just been telling everyone, like, you're bisexual, like, when we're talking about it, I'm not just like, by the way, just so everyone knows, but like, when it's come up in conversation, and I'm just like, oh, I thought you were bisexual, and he was like, yeah, I thought I was too, and then I was like, oh, no, I think I'm this, and I think that is such a normal response, and it kills me that I literally posted it on Twitter today because Ali calls me the boring one because I'm straight. And I was like, right, I know it's a joke, but you know how much that hurts? Because I know it's true. Like, why? Why did I have to be straight? Like, it's the most boring of all the sexualities. Come on.
It's quite funny in our Zoom group. We're like, oh, look, it's the straight people. Like, it's mostly LGBTQ plus people in our like friendship Zoom group. Yeah. And it's like, oh, look at all the straight people. There's not many.
Just this guy. Just this guy.
Yeah. That also reminds me of my parents. When I came out, I was about 16, I think, when I came out and said, I think I'm bi. And my parents were like, no, one or the other, you're not both. And then I stayed single, and I stayed single, and I stayed single, and I stayed single. And like 4 years later, my mum goes, so you're going on a date with a boy or a girl? I was like, aww. Are you accepting my bisexuality just because of desperation? Yeah. They're totally fine with it now, but there was definitely like they didn't understand it at first, but it did become
there's a learning curve, isn't there? There's a moment where they're just like, oh yeah, I am heteronormative, I need to work on that. Like,
yeah.
I will just say we should probably get back to talking about books, because Danny, you need to talk about your book now.
Yeah, I do. And then after that, I need to go find a tiny cat because I've lost him.
He's in your room. He'll be fine.
I don't know if he's in my room because I opened my door.
That was silly.
Fuck. I'm fucking boiling and I haven't opened my door. You fucking selfish bitch.
We live in the same
I
house.
fully thought this live stream was going to be like 3 hours long, which is why I've got no problem constantly interrupting you guys.
Perfect.
I mean, it's
okay,
fine.
good.
I love these discussions, but I also was like, we're nearly an hour and Danny hasn't fucking talked about a book yet.
Anyway, I read Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is... I went into this not knowing anything, as I usually do, because I like not knowing what's in a book, because if I don't know, I can't be disappointed. But that's not true. But at least then it can't mislead me. So I was looking forward to this for ages because it's a Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. Everything I've read from her has been amazing. She has such a specific way of writing that shines through in every single thing she does, and it's just chef's kiss. But so for me, this book was, I wanted to tab it, and then I did one tab and then gave up. So
you left that in there? Are you joking?
That's so funny. Just like, yes, this
left
one.
it there.
Please tell me what you've tabbed. Read the exact line that you've tabbed.
It cracks me up that you just left it there and not decided you weren't going to do it again, but you're just going to leave the one tab in.
Oh yes, this is what it was. He was 8 miles south of PCH, going down on his brother's ex-girlfriend Ashley in an Airstream illegally parked on Zuma Beach.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that's the bit you tabbed. Jesus Christ.
It's like, because it made me laugh out loud when I read it. But so Taylor Jenkins Reid is, I think, a queen when it comes when it's Lizzie, stop.
I'm
distracting me.
I'm boiling. I'm fucking boiling.
Do you not open a
can't
window?
have my fan on. I can't actually open my window because I can't reach the...
Oh, you're too tiny.
I have to come in to open her window. Anyway, so what she does really well is writing from about a million different perspectives, but not getting lost. So I love Malibu Rising. I absolutely loved it. Don't worry, Ali, I gave it 5 stars. Don't worry, I gave it 5 stars.
Okay, good, because I really did feel like you were setting up for a but. When you're like, I don't like to go into anything, because then it can't disappoint me. And then there was like this awkward pause, and I was like, they're going to say but. They're going to say but.
No, there's no but. Because I didn't read the blurb. I've been told that if you read the blurb, it is completely different than what you were expecting. And it sets up, in the first chapter, it sets up a cliffhanger that doesn't get answered. Hannah, where did you go?
I'm guessing cake was delivered.
Ah, okay. Anyway, it sets up a cliffhanger that doesn't get answered until the last chapter, which kept me hooked the whole way through. There's so many characters in this book. So you follow a family, basically, and there's one character of the family is definitely like the one that you follow most, but you kind of dip into all of their heads in a way. And it wasn't distracting to me at all. I cared about every single person's little storyline, even though some of them weren't as intense, or as intense, as interesting, I suppose. But to me, there are actually a lot of buts because they surf a lot. So, but it sets you up, and it basically it goes back in time a bit. It goes back and forth. I'm not doing this book any justice, but it is just I flew through it. I read it in 2.5 days, I think, or mainly 2 days, and I loved it because it was a typical Taylor Jenkins Reid. Like, I read this and I could tell that it was from her, but I could also tell that it was different than everything she's written. There was definitely still that celebrity aspect that she does really well. And I don't know, I really like it. And there is LGBT rep in here. Not a lot, not an awful lot. Stop laughing at me.
No, Ali has called you out for a thing you do that's so annoying. And I just called something in the review and I'm like, Ali, don't ever try and have an actual conversation with Danny, because she does this when you have a conversation with them. And you have to finish the sentence for them, otherwise the sentence doesn't end. There's times when we've been sitting and she starts a sentence like, I was just thinking that, and then stop. And then it's like, what? Then what?
I do that a lot. Anyway, I thought
Ali can't call you on that, because Ali does that all the fucking time as well. Ali disassociates halfway through a sentence, so don't allow that.
I allow it because it's true, because it's fucking true.
It's good.
Sorry, carry on.
Good book. Does great. Great book. Enjoyed. Surfers. Family. Problematic dad. But fun. Can recommend. Is that enough sentences for you?
Can recommend. What was your favourite moment without, feel free to spoil, because I will never read it, but...
No, I'm going to read it. Don't spoil. Not allowed to spoil. No spoilers here, please.
I, honestly, this might be something...
That is the angriest I've ever seen anyone try and sip a drink, and honestly, it made you look younger than you are, because you were just like...
Milan, don't call me out. Thank you. Anyway, my favourite bit was something I was scared was going to disappoint me. And it was near the end of the book, so I'm not going to go into any details, but basically in the beginning of the book, it sets you up with a premise and a plot, and you want to know how it ends. And throughout the shut up.
That's every book ever.
Yeah, I'm really fucking glad.
There's a premise and a plot, and then at some point it ends. And you feel
so glad
better
there's
for
those
it.
two things. If it didn't have those two things, I'd be fucking worried, not gonna lie.
If it didn't have those two things, I would just assume it's the night circus.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off with that night circus slander. Don't start with me.
Worth
Anyway, basically, it raises a question in the beginning of the book, and it made me scared.
Again, all books do that. Yeah.
It made me scared the whole book through. Lizzie, get your face back here, because that is distracting. More than actual seeing your faces. Oh, she's choking on.
Just choking. Yeah, come back.
Anyway,
so dramatic, honestly.
my face.
I'm
Straight as
still
the fucking sun.
laughing. I'm still laughing, but I was coughing and it didn't look nice, so I turned my camera off. It's fine, I'm fine.
Anyway, it was good. It gave me a question that I needed answered to, and it was just... Why did I go last? This was I made a double.
To be fair, I'm really glad that I got to go first, because it meant that I got to describe my book while sober. And now that my cheeks have gone really pink and I feel I don't feel very drunk because I had dinner before this, but I feel giddy. I feel like I can just roast you guys and I don't need to talk about books anymore. It's fine.
We do. We still have very important things to talk about books, you know? Like what we're reading next month.
Yeah.
Public kinkiness. Oh.
Oh, I was going to say, I feel like there's context to that, and then I was like, oh yeah, it's Ali, for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, it was really good, and I can recommend it. And if you like Taylor Jenkins Reid, you will love this one.
Do you need to read Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo first?
No.
Okay, cool.
I mean, there's a reference in there. But you don't really need to. It might spoil you, but also it's weird. I wouldn't say you had to, but if you are one of those people who fucking hates anything that could be even slightly spoilery, then you should read it first.
I'm the exact opposite. Because like I read this thing that was like I can't remember, it was like San Diego University or somewhere else, like in America, that proved that if you have social anxiety or any kind of like social related anxiety, knowing how things end or knowing spoilers to things allows you to enjoy them more, which is why you end up rewatching TV shows or rereading books that you love over and over and over again, is because you know how it ends. So I don't have any problem with spoilers, and I understand that I am weird, and like I was literally having a conversation with Molly about this the other day because they saw a spoiler for In the Ravenous Dark, and it kind of, they don't want to read it now because they're like, now I know this thing happens, I don't want to read it. Whereas for me, knowing that thing, I don't think it's that big a deal for me. Like I wouldn't go around telling everyone this spoiler because I appreciate that I'm an anomaly, but like I like knowing how books are going to end because it makes me feel better as I'm reading them. So if someone was to like tell me, oh yeah, by the way, this happens and this happens, that really wouldn't bother me at all.
I'm the exact opposite. I can't stand spoilers. I like to go into things, even if, right, so I'm one of those people that, like, lots of people read, like, triggers before they go into books. I have loads of personal triggers, but if they're in a book, it doesn't necessarily bother me, which sounds weird, but they have to be in there for a reason. Right. I still don't want to know that they're there to begin with, because at the end of the day, if they're in there and they're in there for shock value, I stop reading. If they're in there to be something really important, I keep on reading. But for me, I think triggers are super important in books. Like, I want them to be, you know, first page, because I do think they're important. However, for me, I just wouldn't read that page because I'm a masochist, apparently, and like to feel pain, like, you know, make myself cry for no reason. That sounded really bad.
I was going to say, that took a turn, didn't it?
It did take a turn. I'm really fucking hot. I'm very sorry. My brain's probably a bit skewed.
You're judging me for not finishing sentences.
Fuck off. No, I just don't like any kind of spoiler. But I also think Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo was fucking fantastic, and I don't like contemporary, so
yeah. So all I will say is
contemporary. It's historical fiction.
Yeah, but it's
yeah, but I don't like historical fiction.
Oh my god, I'm getting a call from my mum. Sorry, mum. Okay, I'm back.
I've never heard anyone so panicked about getting a call from their mum.
I mean,
oh my god! Basically, what you do.
No!
Oh my god! Also, I've just noticed this, that both of you have your pronouns in your names, and I have a palm tree. I would like you both to know that moving forwards, my pronouns are palm tree.
Palm tree. Okay, palm tree. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just messaging my mum and I'll call her back.
I mean, do I get another drink? Because I'd have to leave my desk to get another drink.
I need to find a cat. So, I don't know.
You do not need to find a cat. It's a fucking cat. It'll be fine.
Cat is 8 weeks old.
It will be fine.
Oh, go find the cat. It'll make you feel better.
It will make you feel better.
Sit here
but I think this is the time to go for a drink break.
Yeah.
Let me just make a little fun banner.
Go have another drink, Lizzie. Yes, Selena. Of course that came from you.
Standard.
Yep.
Can we say 10 minutes?
Are you going to disappear for 10 minutes?
No, I'm just going to put a banner on.
Oh. Okay.
Which says what? I'm so excited to see what this banner's going to fucking say. Danny break. Oh, drink break. Oh my god, I couldn't fucking read that. I'm about this far away from the screen. I do need to wear my glasses on the computer because I can't fucking read that.
Also, for reference, I'm reading Gin and Tonic.
Yes.
It's a Sevilla Tanqueray gin.
Tanqueray, yeah.
Tanqueray. I don't know how to say that.
I always say Tanqueray, to be fair. I'd have believed you.
Tanqueray gin.
Cultured swines.
Okay, we'll be back. I don't know if anyone's staying here, but
I am. I've got nowhere to go.
Okay,
so I'm just going to next to your bed.
Yeah. I love that Danny's little avatar also looks really concerned, just like.
Yeah, we had Snapchat.
Where's Percy?
Yeah.
Right, Lizzie, what was that
American accent. I try not to get that.
Percy? Oh my god, where's Percy?
Percy. To be fair, my cat is sat right there judging me. So,
Blue's fucking ignoring me because he can't stand the fact that there is a kitten in the house, so he ignores me even more than he used to.
I do feel really sorry for Blue because Blue was like ruling the roost in your last place, and then you move him house, and then another kitten rocks up, and all it's been is no, Blue, don't scratch that, don't pee on that, behave, Blue, and now he's got like this little brother that he didn't want. I feel really sorry for Blue, just in general.
Listen. There's no. I'm nice to Blue. He just fucking hates me even more than he used to.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I don't know if you've seen in the comments, but Ali is calling us out for terrible American accents, and I speak for both of us, I think, when I say we regret nothing.
Yeah, and to make it even worse, in the next D&D campaign, my accent is going to be an American accent. So
Amazing. I might make my character vaguely Russian, and I'm saying vaguely Russian because I would love to commit to the Russian accent, but I can't really do accents, so that's going to be interesting.
Well, for the game we're in, because the American accent is for Curse of Strahd that I'm doing in person with the Oxford group, but for the one we're in, my Goliath is going to have a Devonshire accent, and he's going to be like, "Who are?" all the time, and he's going to be a bit dumb.
Are you not going to shut the door so you don't lose your cat again?
Why would Danny do that? That is the logical thing to do.
That would be sensible, wouldn't it?
It would be sensible.
Percy's I get it. Your kitten is tiny and cute.
Percy's like, for fuck's sake,
stop it.
I was just asleep. Leave me the fuck alone, is what Percy's saying.
No.
Yeah, he's telling me to fucking put him down.
He's like, there is my butthole, and now I leave. You know your door's still open, don't you?
No, he was he was napping in my shoes.
Cute.
Oh, wow, he was really lost and totally in danger.
Yeah, but he was underneath my cabinet.
Oh, no. He was really lost and in danger.
We're in danger of you two having a domestic on a live stream, so... You know what I love? I love that you can still hear it kicking off.
You are at a disadvantage! Because I can just do this!
That is my favourite thing that has ever happened. You are at a disadvantage! So do you guys know that every year I do a booktube rewind where I pick my favourite clips from videos and then like put them in like a massive video? If you don't think that is going in it, you are sorely mistaken.
Well, I'm going to get another drink since I'm kicked out.
That's fair.
You can come back in.
Well, I'm going to get a drink first.
Jesus Christ.
This is what I have to put up with.
Hi, Percy.
Also just hummed into my straw. I just went, oh.
I'm not surprised, having heard the noises you make in your sleep.
Let me see if I can find that one where I'm talking to Percy, and I don't remember saying this.
Hey, Percy, no.
No, literally, that's what it is.
Amazing.
I need you to stop. It's really hurting. You're putting your fucking fingers into my tits.
Play it again. That was so good.
Baby, I'm gonna need you to stop. It's really hurting. You're putting your fucking fingers into my tits.
And then after that,
fucking tits.
After that, I do remember saying this.
Oh, no, baby.
That's just me moving the cat and the cat going.
Amazing. No, baby, stop it. You're hurting.
Oh. Nope. Is that it? Where is the one? Where is it where I talked to Percy just after I woken up? No, that's my Alexa.
I should have started with orange juice because now that I'm doing an orange juice and rum, it's so much nicer. I think the San Pellegrino, whilst very tropical, was just too bitter. Your
Thank
credit
you.
+5, nice.
Percy, stop.
You're hurting my tit. It's just so good.
There's also one where I talk about him being needy. I need to find it because it was really funny.
I have to say, after acquiring that app, I laugh a lot in my sleep, and it's the creepiest thing I've ever heard in my life.
This is just me telling Alexa to snooze.
You need to. Oh, Daddy, play that one of. Play the one that you sent me.
Oh yeah, this was a while ago. Let me find it.
No, you sent it to me on WhatsApp.
I know, that's what I'm looking through now. Oh, we've got a cat that has now jumped on the bed. Oh wait, that's before. It was before we had a whole conversation over. Oh yeah, this is it. This was, I don't remember what time, but. How quickly I just.
Alexa, stop.
Alexa, stop.
It just kills me. It just kills me. Like, because to be fair, like when you first wake up, your throat is always like just slightly more gravelly than it should be. I always find like talking first thing in the morning is really bizarre. So Alexa, stop.
No, but that's probably the worst it's been like ever. It's just the way, and then it's like, Alexa, snooze.
I love that he's just like, no, stop leaning
Absolutely
on me.
not. Have my butt instead.
Why do you keep showing us your butthole, Percy? Stop it. Get an OnlyFans.
Oh, he just want cuddles.
Right, are you guys going to tell me what you're reading next month or not?
Oh yeah.
No.
Should we go the other way around? Shall I start now?
Yeah.
Because then you know I get to be drunk all around, but not too drunk, and then Hannah gets both sober and drunk.
See, I just had the drunk is all around you.
And so the feeling grows.
Anyway, next month's prompt is a margarita, which is South America or Latinx author or book. And I have chosen to read We Set the Dark on Fire by Taylor K. Mejia.
I can't see it, so I can't help you.
Ah, I've got a baby climbing my leg.
You need to go that way a bit. You can't see the author of the book. No, the other way.
Yeah, Mia, I would assume. Because it'll be a h sound, so.
Yeah, so this is.
Okay, Mia.
I believe this is part of a duology.
Like Jose.
Jose. I also did a play called Sonoro, which was a parody of Zorro, but the snore means moustache. So it was Snorro. And instead of going, oh, I'm so sorry, he said, oh, I'm so snory, and everyone just fucking loved it.
Cool.
The only person who will be able to appreciate that is Milan, because she speaks Dutch.
Fair enough. Are you going to tell us anything about your book, or is it literally just you're just going to give us title and author?
I have no clue what it's about.
And that's how you want to keep it?
Yeah.
You're not even going to read the blurb?
Fine. If I... yeah, okay. Cat is safe. Blurb. Oh, fuck, that's tiny.
Danny, the cat will be fine.
The cat will be fine.
At the Medio School for Girls, distinguished young women are trained for one of two roles in their polarized society. Depending on her specialization, a graduate will one day run her husband's household or raise his children. But both wives are promised a life of comfort and luxury, far from the frequent political uprisings of the lower class. Daniela, oh, another character with my name, okay. Daniela Vargas is the school's top student, but her bright future depends upon no one discovering her darkest secrets. But her pedigree is a lie.
I really enjoy the Percy's just like...
Oh wait.
You're so tiny.
Her pedigree is a lie. Where was I?
The pedigree was a lie, guys.
Her parents sacrificed everything to obtain forged identification papers so Danny could rise above her station. Now that her marriage to an important Politico's son is fast approaching, she must keep the truth hidden or be sent back to the fringes of society where famine and poverty rule supreme. On her graduation night, Danny seems to be in the clear, despite the surprises that unfold. But nothing prepares her for all the difficult choices she must make, especially when she is asked to spy for a resistance group desperately fighting to bring equality to Medio? I don't know. Will Danny give up everything she strived for in pursuit of free Medio and a chance at forbidden love? The first in a sizzling fantasy duology from debut author Taylor K. Mejia. We set the dark on fire as a boldly feminist look at freedom, family, and fighting the power.
That looks like a really great dystopia, but you did kind of ruin by going, Mia. Just a little bit, but I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that very much. What about you, Lizzie?
Well, I'm stuck between two books, you know, similar
Classic.
to last month. I'm either gonna read Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo.
Yeah,
I've heard like loads of really great things about this.
I gave it 5 stars.
Yeah, and I've not read anything by Elizabeth Acevedo, and I feel like I should. Danny fucking ruining my speech by having fucking Percy right there, so no one's gonna be paying any attention to me. But there we go.
Listening. Go on.
But yeah, I feel like this will be a fun read. Well, I don't think it'll be fun. I think fun's completely the wrong word to use.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
Or I don't have a copy of the book I want to read, but I'm probably going to get it on Scribd. Would be Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. Can't remember who wrote it, but don't think that matters. Everyone knows what I'm reading.
Nez, yeah.
Hold on, wait.
Ali Sans. Benjamin Ali Sans.
That's it.
Yes.
See, I may be drunk, but I can still say that.
Shame you can't say Mia, though, isn't it?
So it's between those two.
I really enjoyed how slowly that came up as well. Sorry, Lizzie.
So, either one of those, and I'm not sure yet. I'm more drawn to Aristotle and Dante, but I am also really wanting to read Elizabeth Acevedo, so I feel like I should take this opportunity to read Elizabeth Acevedo.
That's fair. But see, I read Poet X first, and then preferred Clap When You Land, because I think Poet X is one of her first, not her first novel, because I think that was with Fire on High. And I thought Clap When You Land was better, and it's her most recent one, so it might be worth reading Poet X first. But that's just set in.
Also, I didn't realize this copy was so beautiful. This also isn't my copy. This is Danny's copy because I don't own this book. But yeah,
nice.
Anyway,
what is yours a YA, Danny?
Yes, I think so.
Oh. So I'm the only one reading an adult book this month, though.
Spicy. Oh.
So this is Love After Love. It's the Costa Book Award winner from last year by Ingrid Pursued, and it's gonna make me fucking cry. It's gonna make me cry. I don't know the ins and outs, but I know that it's about a woman whose husband dies and she has to move in with like a family friend, and I think it's split perspectives between her and her son. And basically they did not have a good life, and they continue to not have a good life, but I think she gets remarried. I think I've seen trigger warnings for like domestic abuse and stuff like that as well, so it's going to be beautiful, but it's going to be fucking sad as well. But it's set in Trinidad, so that's it counts in the Latinx because it's like that kind of island, but it's gonna make me cry. I'm going into that knowing that, and knowing that like last year I made a real point of like, I'm not going to read any books in 2020 that make me cry. 2020 is not the year for crying. And then we had the pandemic, and I was just like, I need to feel something. So now in 2021, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna cry. Like, I will be genuinely really surprised if this doesn't make me cry. And if it does make me cry, it's an immediate 5 stars. That's how that works. You make me feel something, you get 5 stars. So that's that one. But I'll probably also do it alongside an audiobook as well. Because that way I can just kind of stare at my ceiling and weep whilst reading it.
I'm very worried about next month's reading because it's Myth Take and it's the Olympic Games, and I haven't put either Clap When You Land or Aristotle and Dante into my TBR for either of those. So,
which for the Myth Take, which one are you doing? Because I think I'm doing the Path of War.
I am going to do the Path of the Underworld and also the Egyptian Pantheon.
Nice.
I'm going to do both because I love Egyptian mythology, but I also am a Hades bitch. So
I can see it.
So I'm doing both.
That's cool.
So. No, Path of War is super fun though. I really like the Path of War prompts as well. I was super drawn to doing that.
Well, that's the thing, is I think a lot of them just sounded really intriguing. So you've got Dark Story, Disabled MC, featuring a battle, metallic object, and featuring archery. So, yeah, this doesn't fit in any of those either. But I think other than that and the Book Wanderers, I'm not doing any other readathons next month. I'm just doing 100 different book clubs and read-alongs, because I'm also doing the Lamentable Library, the Hullabaloo Book Club. Ali and I are starting the Ixia Chronicles next month as well.
Obviously, I'm joining that. I'm joining that, and I'm excited because I've not read them, but I'm also terrified because I haven't read them before.
I have a lot of books planned.
Yeah, because Danny, you're a fucking crazy person.
I didn't hear what Danny said to make them a crazy person, but go on.
I have a lot of books planned.
Oh, good.
I was going to share my screen, but now I don't feel comfortable doing that. So, Lizzie, shame.
Oh, Danny, you have shared it on every single.
I was saying you shared it on my Discord, so yeah, I've already seen it.
You've shared it everywhere. You've shared it fucking everywhere. Don't give me that shit of being uncomfortable with sharing your book list. I ain't having that slander.
Yeah, I've currently got 16 books on my TBR, and that doesn't include my Top Trumps cards, which I haven't actually pulled yet.
Oh, well. See, I was going to try and read the Skullduggery up to where you are now, but there's no fucking chance of that happening in
They're on
any
Scribd,
universe.
though. They're on Scribd, that book, yeah.
That might change the game. Are they?
I was going to say, you can catch up. And the thing is, like, the first 4 are really short. It's only book 5 that randomly goes up to 566 pages for absolutely no reason. But they move so quick that I would be really surprised. Like, I can read them in a day, and I'm the slowest reader on the planet, so.
Wait, they're fucking audiobooks. I can read them while I work.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. Maybe I can.
Wait, why is what? Whoa, holy shit! They go from like 7 hours to 53 hours.
Oh, it's because so you've got the first one, which is separate, and then it's 3, 4, 5, and then 5, 6, 7 as bulk audiobooks. The only thing I will say with the audiobooks is that they add this like little jazzy in like between the chapters, which is really fucking off-putting. But other than that, the audiobooks are great. And because the character, obviously it's set in Ireland, the narrator is Irish, so does the accents properly, which is helpful.
Wait, so they do books 1 to 3. Oh my Jesus, this is going to be difficult.
So it's 1, and then I think it's 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, and 7, I think is how the audiobooks work.
No, they do 1 to 3 and then 4 to 7.
Oh, perfect. There we go.
Also, I'd just like to mention that we didn't drink the drink of the month.
We did drink, though. That's important.
We did drink, but I just want to give myself. I just want to justify why I didn't. I don't like pineapple. No one asked for this, but I will just justify it. I don't like pineapple, and also I'm allergic to coconut. So
I do love pina colada, but I'm going to say I was just too poor to buy the ingredients for pina colada, so I just used alcohol we already own.
There's a bar around here that during lockdown has done like deliveries, and they do it in like a milk jug of drinks. And one of the few things he doesn't deliver is pina colada, just because it curdles.
Oh, nasty. Yes, Hannah, you are better than us, clearly. Okay.
I agree.
I've had one before, and but I'm allergic, so that's not.
Katara's next comment is such a fucking mood. You don't even know. Every year, every month, I set a TBR because the Virgo rising in me is like, make a fucking list. And then the Aquarius and Gemini in me is just like, nah.
Yeah, I'm a Virgo sun, a Taurus moon, and a Capricorn rising. So
Classic.
I make a list and then give up.
I'm a Sagittarius sun, Cancer rising, and Cancer whatever the other one is.
Oh,
Nice.
that explains a lot.
So I'm a fucking mess.
Standard.
Uh-huh.
Which one of you has this window open? Because now I can hear myself.
What?
I can hear me echoing.
It's Danny. Because I can hear myself echoing too.
Is this better?
Yes.
Yes, no. I can still hear me. What the fuck? Wait.
Yeah, I can still hear you echoing on you as well.
Because I have echo cancellation on.
Well, I don't have it open except for on my phone, and it's muted, so...
I have the browser open, but it's muted and paused.
I have I have my the E the I don't have it open. I mean, I have it open, but I'm not. It's paused.
Why am I echoing? I fucking hate that for me. I hate hearing my own voice.
Who is reading Wings of Fury? Because I saw that Kat said, let me know if and when you decide to read Wings of Fury. Is that to me? Because I have that. I own that.
I'm pretty sure it's you.
Because I've got it for featuring battle. I was like, is that me? I got excited.
I've got a cat attacking my feet.
Love that for you.
So I'm planning to read next month. I'm planning to read Spinning Silver, Among the Beasts and Briars. Ooh, Mooncakes. The ones we're meant to find. Action Rage Eve Brown. Law. Yes, No, Maybe So. Dangerous Women. Graceling, We Set the Dark on Fire, Illuminate, Bone Cries Moon, The Familiar, Solitaire, and The Night Circus.
Nice.
Also, I was going to say, before Danny did that, was when I said love that for you, I've definitely got that from you, Hannah. And also, apparently, I say that when I'm asleep because there's a really funny clip the other day where
that was this night.
Was it? I don't think it was. I think it was like a couple of nights ago. But I clearly say, "Oh, I love that for you. Good job."
Oh, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. Find it.
That is one of my catchphrases, is love that for you, and I'm here for it. But I say I'm here for it a lot more in person than I do online. Whereas love that for you is like my go-to thing to respond via text.
It was probably one of the best things. I'm going to mute because I need to find it, but I will show it to you when I found it.
Okay, cool. Love that for you.
Yeah, I think the first thing I said when Lizzie told me that she'd gone, love that for you, was like, what, were you pretending to be Hannah?
Everyone does. I'm joking. That's such a lie. I said that and then I made myself uncomfortable. Like, I was like, oh, it's a joke, and then it hurt.
Sorry, I just saw a big cat sneaking around trying to avoid the small cat.
That's
because
cute.
Yeah,
there we go.
Also, Ali did. Oh.
Okay, it wasn't loved up for you. It was a nice one.
Yeah, there you go. Nice one.
Just wait, okay.
Nice one. For you.
Just wait, no, I do say love that for you. Wait, hold on, you need to listen.
Yeah, nice one, love that for you.
Nice one. I love that for you.
And that was 12 minutes past 3. I was asleep.
I love that you're dreaming about me. That's what's happening there.
Also,
I don't remember my dreams, so possibly.
Also, Lizzie, you have to try and find the one where you go, Blue, That's not very nice. Because that one is also just genius. But Ali did confirm that the craft paper was for your little project.
Yeah. I felt, that's how tired I was. I'd been chatting to Ali anyway about this thing, and then the next day I was exhausted, and Ali was like, "Oh, I bought loads of craft paper." I was like, "Oh, for what?"
Listen, how long did you think we could keep this on topic? I think we did quite well with an hour and 15 minutes. We had a tangent.
15 minutes. We took so many tangents. It's about 20 minutes.
What app is this? This is Sleep Cycle, which I use every night. And when they're really good, I save them by selling them to Lizzie. Funny thing is, I can hear Lizzie right now listening to her sleep sounds, trying to find it.
Was it last week, maybe?
I think so. But yeah, it's Sleep Cycle. It's an orange app with a clock on it. CLOCK. Don't tempt me, Ali. Is Hannah frozen, or is she just sitting very still?
No, I'm texting.
Percy's shitting again.
I'm just very still.
I think Lizzie may have found it. Oh no, just something else funny. Was it the one where you can hear me in your room?
No, there are just so many gems of me just having conversations with myself. And laughing.
I just make sex noises in my sleep. I don't know why, but it just happens.
Ali, I have no problem with you just not leaving me alone. That's fine. Because I don't know if you've noticed, sometimes I just don't respond.
This one's also kind of great.
No, I didn't.
Did you say, "I know I didn't"? I know I didn't.
Yes.
Amazing.
Look how red my face has gone in comparison to my hand.
Yeah, because you're drunk. That's what happens.
I've had one drink. I have
Well,
not even
you're drunk
refilled
on one
my
drink is what's happened.
Donnie, do you remember this one?
Randall.
Hang on.
I'm pretty sure, though, I go, Dandwill!
I need breaks from everyone. Thing is, it was really hard because I was at a wedding this week. So today I was just like, I don't want to socialise with anyone at all. Even a little bit. That's why I had to drink through this live stream. Couldn't bear to be here, to be honest.
Listen, I just want to let you know that your cat is in my room watching my tiny cat.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the other side. No.
Also, we've got matching bed sheets.
We do.
This isn't it either, but...
Shut the fuck up.
That was 5 to 7.
Blue, shut the fuck up. I love that.
Blue, that's not your litter box, buddy.
Right. Do I pour myself a third drink or do I go and have my lunch? That's my question.
Your
Drink!
lunch?
Well, the cake that I've got downstairs.
I'm also going to grab another drink, and I'm going to leave these two cats to fight it out by themselves.
Fucking found it.
Finally.
I'm sorry. Oh, shit. Right.
Oh, wait. That was really not nice.
It's the bird song behind it that I love.
It's the tone of my voice that I'm like, Blue, that's not very nice.
Very nice.
But no, this app has changed my life because I didn't think I made weird noises until after I got this app, and then I realized that Danny and I are the same person because we make just as weird noises. Although
Well,
Danny
you
sounds
talk.
more.
You actually talk. I just make
Yeah.
sex noises.
No, you don't. You just sound like a fucking creaky door. I think we established that. Danny's a creaky door, and I'm a. And I laugh to myself where I go.
Amazing.
So yeah, this app changes lives.
Everyone does want in on this action, though.
That rum is really strong.
I love that
Keep
for
on
you.
going.
Every time I take a sip, I'm just like, oh, I can feel it in my soul. Look, Hannah, just
Hannah.
jump on a live stream. Just jump on a live stream.
Just come and join us. I'm sure Danny will send you the link. Come join the chaos. I say,
I have a jug of wine. I love that.
Wait, Ali, what fucking time is it for you? Also,
it'll be like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, cute. Love that for you. To be fair, I've got like a little curl that like trying to work out which side it is. Like
I had a curl earlier
here.
today, but I can't
I don't have curls. Oh, Katara, that's a bit rude, isn't it? Pardon me, I just burped. I'm so sorry, everybody. Danny, go get another drink.
Yep. Oh, I'm so sorry. I moved too fast and I scared Percy.
Is Blue still in your room?
I don't know where Blue's gone. I don't think so.
Blue has now eaten Percy. That's what's happened.
No, Percy
Yeah.
texted me.
Also, I'd like to fucking point out.
She's still there. Still there. Love that for you. Love that for you.
Like, what a selfish person. Because the driveway, that's the way in and out. Like, her car is just going to get hit.
Imagine if there was a fire alarm, honestly.
No, that's fine. If there was a fire, well, no, yeah, we'd all be fine. It's just anyone driving in or out would be fucked.
Yeah, but for
Katara, what makes you think that you could take viewers from us? Just kidding, I love you.
the energy of that, I love that.
Danny, go get another drink.
Why did you think I muted myself?
I didn't see you muted because there's a banner. There's someone's comment, so I couldn't see that. I love how you turn your camera off.
Let's bring it back to tropical books. What is the worst tropical book you've ever read?
This golden flame.
Is that tropical? In what way is that tropical?
Okay, so it's Baines. Oh,
Aints, yeah.
based. Oh fuck! Okay, for context, I have headphones on. I can't hear shit. I wasn't paying attention.
I love that.
And then there's
I love that. That was great. Because, like, I saw Danny come in, but there was a split second between you spotting her. Love that.
Oh my god, I think I just had a heart attack. Fucking hell. Okay, back to this golden flame. So it's based on ancient Greece.
Is that tropical?
It was based in a sunny country. That was what made it tropical.
Okay.
I don't read tropical books. This is what I've realized. So I don't have any books that I can say is the worst because it's just not something I have on my bookshelves. When I went through my bookshelves to look for a tropical covered book, I was shit out of luck there too. I was like, I tried to justify reading The Lost Boy by Christina Henry because it's set on an island, but then I was also reading Strange the Dreamer, and I had already justified the fact that Strange the Dreamer wasn't a tropical book because of these reasons. And then Fanny was like, well, you can't fucking read that just because it's set on an island.
I love that. Okay. I'm going to have a look through my books and see. There must be one that I'm just like.
I can tell
you. Because I'm like you. I prefer winter settings, to be honest.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I'm much more into like polar fantasies, I think. I could tell you the worst book I've ever read, though.
Go on.
Lancelot by Giles Lawson, I think his name is.
Right. Okay.
He gets the fucking geography wrong.
How?
You know, so I grew up in Cornwall, as you know.
Yeah.
And he put St. Michael's Mount off the coast of Cornwall in the wrong place of Cornwall.
Right.
And you know when you know an area so well,
Yeah.
it really fucking bothered me.
Mm.
But it was in the incorrect place. And also, he did weird things with the law. And I don't know, it was just really, really bad. And there's also a really, like, masochist thing I want to do, which is read the sequel, which is called Camelot, because I'm like, maybe it's better. But then I gave Lancelot 1 star. Yeah, I know, but there's a part of me that's like, but I want to know. I want to know.
I don't think you do.
I do.
I still don't know. I really don't have that many tropical books at all, to be honest.
Danny's read quite a few tropical books. I feel like. You've read more tropical books than I have, and you definitely own more than I have.
I mean, I read Small Island, which is like partly tropical because they flash back to being in.
Well, Hannah asked me what was the worst.
What's the worst tropical book you ever read? And then I realised it was a question that I couldn't even answer. So.
Not me looking at my shelves.
And no, Katara, your opinion is not controversial because it's fair enough to not enjoy a book.
I honestly don't know. We have a Hannah.
It's Hannah! Oh, and look at the fucking aesthetic, and her hair looks nice. You've put way more effort into this than we have.
Fucking puts my fairy lights to shame.
Oh, we can't hear you, Hannah. It sounds like I think your audio is connected to your speaker again.
There's a cam and mic button though. But honestly, the aesthetic, you are set up to be a booktuber.
Is that working?
Yes!
Yeah, no, I was a while because I went to go grab another pina colada, so at least someone's drinking one.
Love that.
Yeah.
But Hannah, that means that we're going to need to know what you read for this month and what you're reading for next month, because now you're here, you're officially a host.
I read The Bridge Kingdom.
Excellent.
It was a reread because I couldn't remember it the first time. So I got through it very quickly, and it's very pretty. Like, that's probably the main takeaway I have. I'll show you. If I can use my fingers. It's really pretty to read.
Like that's pretty.
Oh my god.
So
My thought just went somewhere else.
Hopefully,
also,
I will actually move on to the next one this time, but we'll see.
I'm currently adding that to my TBR.
It is very like YA and tropey, but I was ready for that, so it's cool.
So you probably like this Golden Flame then? That sounds like right up your street.
Mate, it depends what mood I'm in. I'm a mood reader, like very much so.
I think if you go into this Golden Flame knowing how YA it is, you'll probably love it. But because I was going into it going, I really don't really want to read this right now, and then all I could do was hyper focus on the fact that this was YA to shit.
Aggressively YA.
Yeah. I think
it was aggressively YA.
The thing is, if you're not in the mood for something, it's just going to be even worse anyway. And I think with like the Lamentable Library one, that was made worse by the fact that I was like, oh, this isn't a ghost story, well then I don't want it. Like, yeah, so I get that. That's fair.
So I just thought about your question about what is the worst tropical book that you've read, and I can't think of the worst. I can actually only think of a good one that I've read.
Go on.
All the Stars and Teeth by someone.
By someone, yes. Mm-hmm. That is how writing works.
For fuck's sake, Blue just scared me, and now he's run away from me because he doesn't want me picked up. But he fucking scared me too. People walking in my room scaring me tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, All the Stars and Teeth was really good. Basically, it's about this girl who is due to run her kingdom after her dad not dies, but kind of like to take over from him when he abdicates. And they all have different, like in the whole kingdom, they all have different kinds of magic. So, and it's become this way that they've kind of all been delegated to a certain island. So if you've got the water magic, you go to this island. If you've got, I don't remember the kinds of magic, but she's got pretty gory, intense kind of magic. So she is supposed to be like a soul eater or something. I think that's what they call it. And she has to demonstrate that to the entire like main island. So she can prove that she's ready. and then it goes horribly wrong, and she has to flee. And there's like this weird kind of love triangle-y thing, but it isn't a love triangle. But it was really good. It was surprisingly good.
Okay, if it's a love triangle that's not a love triangle, what is it?
You think it's going to be a love triangle, and then one guy's just real chill, and like the guy she's supposed to marry is fine with not marrying her, and is just a good friend.
So it's a love line rather than a love triangle.
Yeah, but it's like it's set out to be a love triangle, but then it just surprises you.
And except it's not going to surprise me now because we know the plot twist.
Wait, is August Martini? I thought. What the fuck? Oh,
that's what we've got written down. Well, that's what I wrote down when I made the spreadsheet anyway.
Oh no, okay, it's Margarita next month, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's July.
Yeah,
because
next month
I don't know where the year's
July,
gone. Like I keep getting confused.
My brain, I've had alcohol. But also, what are you reading next month for Margarita?
I am reading With the Fire on High, so I'm also reading Elizabeth. I can't pronounce names.
Acevedo. Yeah.
Yes.
I might have seen that you were reading Elizabeth Acevedo and went, yes.
Well, I own both, but I got With the Fire on High early. I won it in like a competition where you like reviewed it like an excerpt really early. Didn't read it. Still haven't read it, but I love the excerpt, so I should really enjoy the book.
Stanley, you know you can just drop people back into the bit at the bottom. You don't have to throw them out of the entire app.
Oh, I see now. I see how it works now. Okay.
Because that really confused me, and I thought my computer had crashed because it's the only tab I had open. So I just assumed that my computer had just fucked up. So it closed to the whole thing. So thanks, Danny.
I finally caught Blue.
Cute.
See how long it lasts. It will only last if Percy's there.
No, Percy is nowhere near me, and the door is closed too because I didn't want him escaping again.
That's fair.
Yeah, but basically,
very mad. Oh my god!
Did I miss Hannah saying what you're reading next month?
You did.
What are you reading again next month? Oh, also Elizabeth Acevedo.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I'm really excited for August because I'm reading The Khan, and that is going to be so good.
I don't know what I'm going to read.
Is Organised Crime. I have no clue what I'm reading for that yet.
I said I don't know, but I think I'm going to read The Hanging Artist, which is about if Franz Kafka became the bug in Metamorphosis. And it's literally about that, but it is organised crime. So I might read that because I've had that for a long time. But I'm also not like, I really want to read organised crime.
Oh my god, I just stepped on Percy!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Do you notice whenever I'm talking, Percy does something and Danny talks over me? Have you noticed that?
I had noticed that, actually, yeah. It's a running theme, isn't it?
Yeah, fucking hell. It's like I don't fucking exist.
I have no idea about August, so I will probably be taking recommendations.
I do think that we need to start doing like recommendation videos in general of like books that are in those genres that we recommend, because I love doing that. I mean, I get paid to do that, so of course I love doing that.
I want to do BookTube properly, right? But I'm so shit at editing, and I filmed a bookshelf tour. Okay. Mm-hmm. I did an hour of filming, and it is a piece of trash, and it's never going to see the light of day. Because as I was filming it, I was like, "Am I doing this right? What the fuck is going?" Honestly, I can't put it out to people because I'm embarrassed. So it's never going to see the light of day.
Right?
And now I don't know
can you create a Google Drive Dropbox, and I will edit it tomorrow alongside my other stuff?
Danny also said that they would edit it, and I was like, I literally can't show this footage to anyone.
No, you can. So you absolutely can. You can. Because I think if you tell yourself that every time you film something, you'll get in your own head about it. It is just about breaking through that wall. Like I said, I was saying this to Hannah in the Zoom the day before yesterday. When I first recorded my first videos, I just sat in the garden and talked to my camera for 2 hours, and it was shit, and it was really, really bad. And the thing was that my brother, who knows a lot more about sound and lighting than I did, was like, well, you can't use any of this footage because the sun sets in the background. You can't see anything. Like the lighting changes because I was there for so long, and it was a complete waste of time. And I really regret not just editing it anyway, because it then took me ages to get out of that mindset of this isn't very good. And it's like, yeah, just get over it. The first thing you make is never going to be perfect. It doesn't have to be. I guarantee, even if you just cut the bits that you think are nice and then you put a 3-minute royalty-free lo-fi tune underneath it and post that, it is better than not posting anything at all.
Yeah, I might try and edit it. I just, when you get a feeling when you're filming something of this is not it.
Yeah, it's called imposter syndrome. It's not true though.
I know. I have got like 4 other videos like planned, and I just can't film it because I felt so awkward the entire time. Like this weekend, I was like, I'm gonna film loads of videos, and no.
Have you got time to film tomorrow?
After work, yeah.
What time?
Like, I finish at 5, so.
Okay, at 5:05, I'm going to send you some hype texts, and then at 6:05, you need to text me back to say that you filmed something. I don't care what you filmed. I don't care if you edit it. I just want you to have filmed something between 5 and 6 tomorrow.
Okay, I will film. It's weird. It's the first time in my life I've ever had videos planned.
No, that's cool. To be fair, Ali's been absolutely on it recently and has like put loads of stuff in a schedule and stuff, which is really, really cool. I keep doing that, and then I've barely posted anything the last month just because it's just been so busy with work. So I'm hoping to get back into it. I have 4 videos that I have recorded content for that I need to edit, so that's what I will be doing tomorrow, as well as general work and stuff. The problem is I have, and I'd love your advice on this. Do you remember when last week I was going to do that 30 books in 30 hours thing, and then I had a fucking breakdown mid-afternoon because of like a very traumatic experience that I went through? Do I still edit that and upload it? Because like I did read 3 graphic novels and I finished my Lamentable Library book, so like it's not like I didn't read anything. I just don't know if that's going to be good content. I'm like, well, fuck it, post it anyway, or just not bother,
I think it depends on how you feel about it. Personally, I would still like to see it because I like watching your content, because I'm like, yes, I have this feeling too when I film a vlog and then I read absolutely fuck all. I enjoy your content. So yeah, I'd say yes, do it. But if you're not comfortable,
I'll edit it and then I'll see how I feel, I think. Yeah, that's fair.
Also, I just want to say to Ali, like, I am very like impressed with your videos and you're doing it. So just a little shout out to you. I liked your book haul, which was, you called it birthday book haul, but then you were like, I bought all these books, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, oh no, what Ali means is I bought all of these things and I didn't tell anyone it was my birthday, so I didn't actually get any gifts necessarily. Molly and I have sent her books. They just haven't arrived yet, so she'll do another one soon, I'm sure. But yeah.
But also, I'm like, oh, Ali has children and can still do this. What am I doing?
A 2-month-old or a month-old baby still able to keep up blows me away. So Hannah, you've got no fucking excuse.
Yeah, Hannah, you can't fucking do it.
I will.
I would love to watch you. No, I want to watch you because every time we have conversations about books, I love it. Because although you may not remember everything the way you talk about books, and on your Instagram as well, you do such succinct like Instagram posts. And I'm like, I wish I was like that.
Yeah.
I would say, like, it kind of, I don't know how, this is words. Like Instagram, it's kind of started to come naturally to me now, but it's like, I don't know if I can, like, as you can see, whether I could actually like speak it in any kind of coherence.
But the upside is you can edit that out. So like, there are so many moments, like there's literally been moments. And there's a couple of like booktubers that have posted their like bloopers and stuff. But there have been moments where I've been like, so this is Love After Love by Ingrid Pursuit. And it's about...
You are describing Danny's content 90% of the time.
And the great thing is, so long as you keep that there and then go, it's about a woman who lives in Trinidad and da-da-da-da, you can cut that out and no one ever knows. So, like, I would just go for it. And, like, there are the sheer number of times that I've put a meme into my video because I'm like, I'm chatting absolute shit. Or like something else that Danny does that I also do and I love is when you just do like a random zoom in on something, because like I'll be watching back something and I won't have realized I was doing it at the time. And when I did my I will say all these ships myself video where I was talking about romantic couples that I would love to see happen, I didn't realize how often I was doing this. So of course then I just zoom in on this, so it's just this.
Well, do you remember the other day I was like, vibes?
yeah, like every time. And like
I have also started doing where if I've just been staring into space, I've started putting cricket sounds, because literally I'm sitting there going, no thoughts at all going on. No. And I did it so much in my latest video that I was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to put crickets behind there because that's the truth.
Yeah, exactly. Or like I do the 2 hours later, like that little like SpongeBob clip. Because like genuinely, like there's so many times where I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm back. Like I did a vlog where I got my phone so I could record something, and I have kept in the 45 seconds where I completely disassociated. And like the only way you can tell that it's not a photo is because where cars are driving past, you can see a flash of light go past, because otherwise it looks like a photo, because I'm that still. It's so creepy, but I thought it was so funny that I kept it in anyway. I was just like, yeah, just disassociated, don't mind me. Just because I was just so tired.
No, but you're so still, it's kind of creepy.
It's really
and I was like,
creepy.
I was like watching you and you were dead still, and it's like dead
and
face,
it's weird because
like
I'm such a fidget, like I don't sit still, so the fact that I'm so still is made worse.
Ali, can I just say your flailing hands gives me life, because I'm friends, like I was gonna say I'm friends, I have Italian families and they talk with their hands. If their hands are not moving, they are not talking. So when you are doing the whole flailing hands of ooh, I'm like, I'm living for this content. So that is not a critique at all. It's amazing.
We love it. But what we're saying, Hannah, is that the bar is really low, so don't worry about it.
I just want to see you.
So
I just want more Hannah content. So
agreed.
Also, I don't know if you can see this, but I just
got maimed.
been attacked.
I'm gonna make an edit of this, and it will be just Danny interrupt about her cat for 5 minutes straight, and it will just be like.
Have you noticed though? It's only after I've spoken or when I'm speaking.
Yeah, it's because she lives with you, so she's used to interrupting you at this point. For Hannah and I, it's a novelty.
It's true. I don't think Danny pays attention when I'm speaking half the time.
Sorry, what?
Ha 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 ha! Funny.
I love that Ali's putting their next thing that's why they can't ever host by themselves. There has been moments where I've been like, sorry, Ali, I need to like pop out for a sec. And Ali's just been by herself and just like it's so funny to watch. Just like, oh, I've got to make conversation by myself now, huh? Not sure
I have to say, the other day when it was you and Ali went away, and then you just started talking about food.
I was like, look, if I'm going to feel silence, I'll feel silence with what I want to talk about, you know?
Food.
I have a question.
Speaking of which, I want to eat soon. I've got.
You're not allowed to eat. You're not allowed to eat. That's not an allowable thing.
I love that it does sound like you managed to convince your family to buy cake because you didn't want to buy it.
Yeah, basically. That is basically what happened.
I do have a question for Hannah, though. Bookworm's Feast, Hannah. That is not Ho, because we can do this now. Did you enjoy The Bridge Kingdom?
I did. I think I gave it 5 stars this time. I think I gave it 4 last time. Maybe 5. I can't remember what I gave it the first time. But like it's quite fast paced, so like it really keeps you going. I think I finished it in 2 days. So
nice. Was there something that you noticed in the reread that you didn't notice in the first read?
I mean, I did not remember the first read. That's why I reread it. Also, I think it is literally the only tropical book I've ever read.
Nice.
And own. So I was like, well, yeah, that'll do. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think if there was any like foreshadowing, but I don't think there was. At least not that I picked up on. So yeah.
Like, oh, it's all a surprise.
Well, I'm pretty good at guessing plot anyway, but I guess there wasn't much to guess at, sort of thing. It's like a very stereotypical enemies to lovers. She's like a royal that is like, she's been trained since she was like 11, I think. I can't remember the age, but it was young. Along with her sisters, to basically take out this other kingdom. There was like a treaty that in like 15 years, they would marry the prince and the princess. And it's like the enemy of their kingdom, and it's all like angled towards they are starving us, they won't let us do all this trade and stuff. And when she goes there, it's kind of like eye-opening. It's like, oh, actually, no, it's just my father's a dick. So, yeah, it's kind of like there are like some plot reveals, I guess, but it's kind of not anything that's foreshadowed overly. So, at least not in my mind.
Would you recommend it to people as like a good fantasy YA?
It's not really fantasy, I guess. Like, there's nothing magical about it. It reads like a fantasy, but I guess it's like a made-up historical fiction more than anything. Because like I don't remember guns or anything. No, there are guns. It's not very modern though, so like it's kind of like all oldie worldy. It's all set on like tropical islands, but there was no magic, so there wasn't really a fantasy element. It's very weird to describe. It feels like a fantasy, but there's nothing fantasy about it.
Right.
I wasn't making a confused face at you. I was making a confused face at Danny of what the fuck are you eating? Just sitting there going, nom, 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 nom.
Biscoff. What an interesting choice of biscuit.
It's Belgian, and Belgium is basically the Netherlands, so I feel territorial.
It's not. That's not how geography works. I can tell you that for nothing. That's not how that works. If I was to try and say that about Wales, people would kick off.
Is Milan still here? Because I feel like, no, if Piper was here, Piper would kick off. For sure.
Belgium is basically the Netherlands. Who do you think you are?
I will say, if that was Wales or Scotland, I think Scotland.
I've done that though. Like, I've genuinely, like, I can't remember who it was. I think it was like because I had a Scottish flatmate, so I used to make jokes like that all the time. But there was a girl that I went to uni with who was Welsh, and she was like very patriotic Welsh, and that as an English person was just so fun to play with, and just to be like, yeah, it's basically England, isn't it? Like, Wales isn't really, it's not big enough to be like a real country, and just to watch her go from like here to here in a second was just like you know, I just loved it. But kind of a dick, but yeah, I'm such a bitch.
You're all British to me. Well,
well, according to
Danny,
Hannah, I'm a foreigner, so...
Yeah.
Yep, Danny is definitely a foreigner.
You were born in foreign climes, and then you moved here. That makes you a foreigner.
Yeah.
I believe what I said was go back to your country, but
also
I didn't. Just in case people in the comments are like, fucking hell, Hannah, like, I didn't. It was a joke. Like, also Danny knows it was a joke, so it's fine.
To be fair, Danny's English accent does fool everyone until she sits with an American for 5 minutes, and then it's Percy. Oh my god, Percy, which is 100% true, and that does 100% happen. But when she's with fairly posh accented, you know, RP people, although that Hannah has got like a little bit of a Welsh twang to the words, certain words, Danny's accent is automatically RP.
I think it's just that Hannah can pronounce the Welsh, as opposed to me that's like,
true.
What is it? It's Landrydon. And you're like, no, it isn't. And I'm like, Landolin? No, it isn't. Landolin? No, it isn't.
I have a Welsh father, so I'm okay with Welsh words, but I still am not going to try because I've had alcohol.
Do it.
I mean, I probably am pronouncing them horrifically because I've learnt this from my mum, and my mum pronounces anything wrong. So, yeah.
Danny, why do you look so done with the world?
Because Danny's drunk.
You're just like, Literally, Danny just had that expression of just then for like no reason. Also, I think I had a fun game because you know the dragon books that we've spoken about, which I'm not going to go into in detail because people stopped watching when we talked about them. They have Welsh names and Scottish names. So I had a fun game where I made Americans try and pronounce Welsh and Scottish names, and it was the best fun I've ever had in my life.
It was in the beginning of the Zoom.
Yeah, it was.
A year ago.
To be fair, the book that I'm reading at the moment, in the Midnight Twins, has loads of like Welsh words in, and every now and then it'll be like, and it said like this, and I'm like, is it though? So like, there's their underworld is ANNWN, and it's pronounced Anoon apparently, and I was like, is it though? I don't know. So,
also, can I just point this out?
Lol. I also love that it's hungy and not hungry.
No, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I can see it in her eaves.
Eaves. In the eaves.
In the eaves. To be fair, no, I am. To be fair, like, so the wedding that I went to the other day, the bride got really hangry because just as we were about to sit down to dinner, the fire alarm went off. And you should have seen the tantrum she threw. She'd been chilled all day, and then she was told she wasn't going to be able to eat for an hour, and I thought she was going to kill someone.
That is basically me. That's definitely me, though. If you'd keep me away from food, I will murder you to get to food.
Yeah. Don't even try it.
Yes.
I will end you. I will end you and your line.
Mm-hmm. And yes, you should heat, Hannah. You should heat.
And then I'll eat. I'll heat and then eat.
I think it is almost time to wrap up because this is sinking in, which means that's like my first step is going, oh, I have no attention span and clapping a lot. And then, see you.
Good. Good.
And then 2 is me just zoning out and dissociating for like minutes at a time.
You must be a hoot on a night out, honestly.
3 is I want to make out with everyone or hug everyone. And I don't think Lizzie wants to deal with me coming in to hug her.
Don't touch me! Also, the other day, this reminds me of saying that when we were on the sofa and Danny kept on putting her feet on my leg. And I got so angry because I hate feet so much.
I just wanted to stretch my legs.
So what you're saying is, the moment we come off this live, Danny is going to do something sexual towards Lizzie that Lizzie's not okay with, and Hannah and I will be sitting in 2 different countries being like, well, that was fun.
Oh, no.
They're coming for you. They're coming for you. I love that also, knowing how warm Lizzie is and how that is not what you need right now.
Can you see how red I am?
Yeah, I can see that your fringe is sticking to your forehead as well.
I had a shower today. I'm so annoyed. Why is my fringe doing that? There we go.
Danny, go back to your room and wrap up this live.
Also, I need to have a haircut because this fringe is no longer a fringe.
Do you need a haircut? Do you need me to find my fringe?
Listen. You have long hair. It's fine. You can put yours in a ponytail. I can do fuck all with mine.
Lizzie, when I last got my haircut, I had a fringe like yours. So don't tell me I don't need a haircut, because I do. It's in here somewhere.
But I hate the Bieber-ness that happens with my hair when it gets like this. I'm like,
there it is.
Oh yeah, early 2000s Bieber.
That was here once, and now it's all the way over there. Anyway.
Oh God,
Hello,
I've done it again.
my name is Justin.
Oh, fuck off. I literally have Bieber hair, though. And I hate it so much because, look, this is Justin Bieber circa 2008.
Which was one of his better years, to be honest, because he grew up to be an arsehole. For fuck's sake.
I'm sorry. Living with Danny includes a lot of gas.
Danny, if you don't end this live stream, I will just leave.
Okay. I'm wrapping it up. Thank you, everyone, for
mapping.
watching.
Sorry, mapping. Mapping it up.
Shut it. I am wrapping. WHAPPING.
I mean, I thought you said 8, so.
Yeah, good work.
I can spell! I can't, but I can! Wrapping it up. Thank you all for joining. If you would like more of this chaos, join us again next week. Not next week,
and
next month.
I'm sure we'll have some live streams this week.
Ali and I are live streaming tomorrow. We're doing our reading sprints / productivity sprints again tomorrow. So you can join us for those. For what is going to be essentially the same level of chaos, but sober, somehow.
And I'm sure we will do some more S4 in this month, because I think we need more of Bookworm's Feast and getting used to YouTube and cameras. So that's our excuse for doing more live streams, but probably not drunk, because I feel like it was my undoing.
No, it needs to be, because I've barely cracked the surface of this.
I mean, I only bought 2 of these, so
yeah,
that was a good call by me. I mean, I'm enjoying the second one more. But
I
yeah, pina coladas aren't for me.
The second is always easier than the first.
Yeah, I don't like coconut, so I'm surprised that I'm actually drinking them.
Anyway, we'll be back next month with a July theme of Margarita, which is South America and Latinx, and we will be talking about all the different books again. It will once again be the last Sunday of the month. And
is that the 25th?
Is that a tiny cat? Oh, I thought I heard a tiny cat meow. Anyway.
No, that's Blue. That's Blue's meow.
Adorable.
That's cute.
It's fucking pathetic.
We will be back at the end of next month, July, on the last Sunday, which I don't know what day it is, but we'll figure it out.
It's the 25th.
It is
25th of July. Thank you.
Yeah.
At 7 p.m. on this channel. And we will once again be having some alcohol, and I will this time go first, because I refused to go in the middle again.
You didn't. You went at the end.
I'll see you then. But now I'm going to press the end button. Okay, bye!
Bye!